Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for tuning into my YouTube stream. It's your boy Crimzon Snooze here to catch some Z's and feel the breeze. Now, today we gotta talk about some. No, I'm just kidding. Hi guys, what's up? Oh my god, Crimzon Snooze, that's my Yoshi. Oh my god, it's him. Oh no, I can't believe he's here finally. Finally.
Lads and lasses, I give you Thalmer blood elixir.
That's one of my brain rots. Anyway, yeah, it's a lot to talk about today, and I've also got a collab to get to a little bit later. I think I'm starting early today, and I think the collab starts later tonight, which is kind of funny. I've just kind of like naturally dodged my usual start time by 1 hour, so we've got a little bit of time to shoot the shit and just vibe and talk about stuff. But there's definitely some stuff to talk about, so let's get going. Oh, I accidentally put. Hold on, I gotta move some stuff around on my desk. It is cluttered, as always. Bluely, thank you for 7 months. Welcome back. Okay, so the collab is going to be a little bit later than when I usually start streams, and that's okay. That gives me time. There's some shit. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. And it's time for... Oh, Cinchi, thank you for 22 months. Wow, welcome back. Okay, it's time for a morning latte. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you guys, and if it is, I don't know. Fuck you. Thank you for 22 months of being an Axel, essentially. That's crazy. And Clarity, thank you for 12 months, an entire year of being an Axel. Do I have a latte? I lied to you guys. It's not the morning. I don't have a latte. I was gonna make a latte, and then I realized I only had 10 minutes until it was time. It was go time. So instead, I just grabbed a stamina potion. Sorry, I tricked you. I'll probably have a latte for the collab though. So that's the irony, baby. Fresh meat. Okay. Anyway. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the biggest liar around. You caught me. There's actually no liar that is a bigger liar than I am. But welcome to the morning latte. Logo with courtesy of Lamphilia, of course. Incredible job. Brianna, thank you for 27 months of being an asshole. Yeah, eat your cake in contempt. Do it. You won't. You have cake? Can I have a bite? Ink Slicer, thanks for 21 months. How's our favorite grumbling goblin doing today? Goblin? Am I a goblin? I'd be a goblin. I could take goblin. Goblin's an okay. Yeah, goblin's an okay pull. I'm down. Albie, thank you for a whole month, which is way more than a month, but sure, we'll say it's just a month. Anyway, hey, welcome back. Thank you. Goblins are pretty cool. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of goblins being so cute. Make goblins fucked up, scrungly little bastards again. Make them little fucked up little dudes. I want people to be startled when they see a goblin. I want them to be like, whoa, shit. Am I the Goblin King? Maybe. I sure hope those Crusaders are sleeping because the one on top looks deceased. Oh, no, that one's deceased a long time ago. Sorry, I'm just gonna dip him in my latte. It'll be fine. Tasty. Nitrogalia, thank you for 28 months. Holy shit. You'd be a mind goblin. Well, what's a what's a mind goblin? Thanks for 28 months. Oh, they're psionic goblins. Oh, I didn't know that, dude. I see. Anyway, hi everybody. Hello. My name is Crimzon Rulez. I'm Elysium's greatest monster hunter. I'm the Midwest fantasy VTuber and your least favorite idol. And today I'm going to be doing a morning latte where I talk about what was going on because I've been gone for like, I don't know, a week or more, which was not the plan, but it's what ended up happening. There were many things I needed to do. And also, not all of it was chores, believe it or not. I did take some time to breathe, and I was paid to visit a couple of my friends from out of state. Which is actually pretty cool. They hung out for a long weekend, and I haven't seen them in like 5 or 6 years or something like that. So that was crazy. Being attacked by shrubs is the coolest thing any RPG can do to you. That sounds like a good game, Tyrannus. You'll just have to get past the crippling vertigo, though. KBG, thank you for 16 months of being a Ruzator. To your personal favorite? You mean least favorite, but I understand. That's okay. It's fine. Easy typo. No problem. Catbird, thank you for 8 months, by the way. But yeah, it was pretty cool or whatever. Oh, personal choice. I see. Okay, fair. How was Mother's Day since you birthed us, obviously? Well, technically, I didn't birth you. I guess I did say I birthed you at one point, but that was another one of my incredible and super well-made, super deep-running lies. As you could tell, it was really well-crafted because everybody believed me, even though I was never pregnant. There was no, like, carrying you to term. There's no hospital bill. There's no birth certificate. But luckily, through sheer force of saying I did that was enough because I'm an incredible liar. Cairo Zephyr says, welcome back, Mr. Late Man. I've unfortunately fallen upon enjoying your streams. Please wish me luck in the... hey, listen, get well soon, I guess. I don't know. I hope you get better. Thank you, Cat Thistle. My WoW take on you is gnome raised by dwarves or blood elf that got kicked out of private school. I like to think blood elf born at the wrong place at the wrong time. Blood elf born in near a river who just craves being in Zangarmarsh. Blood elf born to a country bumpkin family by a river who is like, but father, when can I go and see the world? And just never really quite made it back to being part of blood elven culture. Yep, born in a van by the river. That's true, I do look human. Actually, human. I meant human, not blood elf. Did I say blood elf? I meant human. It slipped of the tongue. Damn, all right, whoa, amazing Mr. Shovelman. You ain't gotta lie about that, but that's fair. But father, when will I start aging like a normal man? Anyway, yeah, I had some buddies down. It was pretty cool. And then, I don't know. I watched a dinosaur documentary. Ate pretty cool food. Went to a local coffee shop. Coffee shop. My buddies like coffee more than I do, but I like coffee okay, I guess. I like lattes. I don't really like coffee, but they're both big coffee drinkers, so that's cool. What else did I do? Oh, I went to an art fair. That was really cool. Actually, I went to there's like a local art fair that happens every year or so around here. And I went to it last year for the first time. And then while my buddies were down, we all went over to the art fair and it was pretty cool. I ended up getting a lot of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. I got like, man, what did I get? I got like a raccoon skull that was like hand drawn from Acorn Ink, which is pretty cool. The person who makes the art like sources it by like using acorns or I think maybe pine cones and crushing them down to make like ethically sourced ink. And then they usually draw on like, you know, canvas paper and frame that. I got like an amethyst ring. I got an art book for an artist who does really cool like well, I can't really describe the art because it might be too telling, but it's cool art. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and it's like, it's kind of disturbing, but not like super disturbing. It's not like, oh, like horror for the sake of horror, but it finds beauty in like stark or dying things, and I think that's pretty cool. And just a couple other little trinkets and stuff. So that's pretty cool. What's the game that you're playing at 9, says Capard? First of all, Falcone, thank you for the soup. Capard, thank you for the soup. Mr. Shovelman, thank you for the soup. The game I'm playing at 9 is called Last Sentence. I believe it's a typing game where you die if you fuck up. I don't know. I've never seen gameplay of it. I just know it's more fucking friend slop. So the boys asked if I wanted to play, and I was like, yeah, I'll play. I don't give a shit. I'm always there for the Stars collabs. Let's party, baby. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Yeah, I like the ring I got a lot. It's like the one thing I really like saw and immediately was like, I need that. I'm not big on buying things typically. Like, people will give me gifts and that's how I get a lot of the stuff I get, or sometimes I'll thrift things. But for the most part, I don't like buying new things too often, but this is like handcrafted, and it's the first time I've seen a gem that was like a cool, like sort of triangular shield shape, but it kind of came out in like a mountainous triangular crest almost. Not like mountainous, like huge, but like it's not like a flat triangle. Like it comes up in a 3D image. It's got a cool cut, and it's like housed in a gold, like there's like a gold rim around it, and then a silver rim around that. So that's pretty cool to see a mixed metal ring like that. It just looks like something you'd find at like level 10 in an RPG that gives you like +2 armor or some shit. And I'm like, dude, I fuck with that. I fuck with that so hard. I fuck with cheesy fantasy looking jewelry. Apparently it's real, which is crazy. But it's really fucking cool. I like it a lot. Cozy Neko, thank you for 10 mods. Welcome back. My hyperfocus ADHD making me clean the entire kitchen. I've been procrastinating. I tried. I'm proud of myself. Hey, I'm proud of you. Good job. I need to clean my kitchen, actually. Very RPG core of you. Everything I do is RPG core, baby. Let's go. Anything I surround myself with better look like it popped out of some sort of fucking RPG. Was it worth the price? I think so, yeah. I mean, it's handcrafted. Anything to support like local artists instead of just giving my money to like any faceless company or whatever. I tend to try to find places where I can either thrift things to reuse them or just like support local artists, which sounds a lot on my moral high horse. I'm not saying you're wrong for buying from like, you know, big global dealers. There's nothing wrong with that necessarily. It's just what I like to do because I like to make sure that people are still like partaking in the creation of those things. And the best way to do that is to support people who make it. So, yep. Aw, honoring your Norwegian nephew with art. Cute. Do I have a Norwegian nephew? That's got to be a joke I made on stream and forgot about. Aurora, thank you for 25 months. I used to live in a city with an art festival that included indie theater, street performers, arts, and crafts booths. That's crazy. Even a medieval armorer. Oh, I should have lived there. There was live music. That was pretty cool. There's like a live cover band or some shit. They were fucking going crazy on it. I think they were playing ska or something. Tyrannus says, I have an amethyst orb about the size of my fist. Damn, that's got to be expensive as hell. About the size of my fist that I want to have fitted into an FF14 Black Mage staff with an LED under it. That's crazy! That sounds cool as fuck. Take that to a Ren festival. Go crazy. Oh, that's right. The raccoons in Mad Vice. My Norwegian nephew. That's right. Shit. I gotta schedule the next Mad Vice. It was supposed to be like 3 weeks ago now. 4 weeks ago now? It might have been a month ago now, maybe. But scheduling conflicts kept coming up, and then I got sick, and then, you know, one of the guests had a scheduling conflict. But yeah, that's gonna be soon. Very soon. Don't worry. What else did I do? We all went to, a fucking, a Chinese Lantern Festival. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. I've never been to one of those, but, you know, that was pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah, it was really pretty, actually. I've never been to one of those. It was pretty fun, pretty exciting. What are the stats on the new ring? Probably just like +2 armor, I'd imagine. Nothing crazy. But not like D&D +2 armor, because that would be crazy. We're talking an RPG where, you know, you can get upwards of like +50, +100 armor. It's like a level 5, level 10 ring. Like your first ring you probably get. Thanks for the soup, Babylon goggles. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was definitely a little bit more socializing than I'm used to. Like, I'm really glad I like was able to see them again, but oh my God, do I hate having like a bunch of people in my house, because my house is one long hallway, as you might imagine. It's a fucking shitty trailer. So yeah. Anyway, The visit was cool and fun, but I'm not used to going out like every day to do something, and I'm really not used to having people around talking at me constantly. Like, I'm used to being, you know, here talking to you guys, but being unable to turn that off and just go about my business was pretty jarring, and I was pretty socially exhausted by the end of it. But it was still cool. It was still fun. Just, you know, tiring, I guess. Also, I mean, like, I live in a fucking wagon, so it's not exactly very impressive. So there's always the underlying anxiety of like, wow, I hope these people don't like hate my fucking shit or like judge the place I'm living in because I can't be a real fucking person and exist like a normal human. These people are real people who work in like real fields with real trades. Also trying to interface with people who are pretty normal, not like super normal, but they're normal enough. One of them was in my D&D campaign, so they're like kind of a nerd, but they were like the least nerdy of the people in the campaign. And the other one like works like a real boy job at like graphic design stuff at like a studio and shit, and like, you know, they do like big boy business stuff. And the other one works in like medicine. They're like I think they're not medicine, sorry, I believe they work in like mental health, but either way, they have like real jobs, right? And they're real people, and they're not terminally online like I am. So trying to interface with people and like talk about my job and what I do, obviously within the bounds of NDA even, so I can't talk about too much or really explain too much and make it make sense and not sound like I'm a fucking child, it's hard. So that's very weird. I usually am just like, I'm a digital beggar, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I stand outside of virtual shops and I'm like, hey, I tell you a joke. Throw me a quarter. That's kind of just how I describe it. Mm-hmm. I'm HOLOSTARS, please. Exactly. Did Little Lady handle it well? Actually, Little Lady likes humans a lot. Little Lady just hates animals. So yeah, Little Lady was super, super happy that people were there and that like she had more people to bother and be cuddly with. Pollux was surprisingly well behaved. I'm used to him hiding every time people visit, but it's pretty good actually. I think maybe having my little brother over once in a while has like kind of inured him to the idea that other humans exist and he does not exist in a vacuum. And I mean, Arcturus has always been kind of chill with it, so. Toss a coin to your witcher indeed, Dendoshi. I'm a witcher, except instead of helping people solve real problems, I help people temporarily patch a moment of possible clarity. I am the monster the witches hunt. No, Arcturus was good. Arcturus was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't like mean or rude. He wasn't like exceptionally friendly or anything. He wasn't like, oh my god, yay, people, but he wasn't bad. He was chill. He was being pretty good. What do you mean you're lurking? You better get out here and start talking. You keep the demons away by being a silly little guy? Well, I tried. Man, what else was I getting up to? Actually, no, I'm not done talking about that. It's just so weird to explain the intricacies of like being like, it would already be weird if I was just like, I'm just a content creator, because A, I don't like using that phrase too much because it can be a little bit like up your own ass. It can feel a little bit like narcissistic in a way, or just fake. But B, there's also the obfuscated layer of like, I can't really talk about what I do because I'm a secret agent of the government, and if I told anybody, they would have to kill me. Should have thrown them, I'm a citizen of the universe, and not elaborate. That's a beautiful concept, and I should have done that, but then they'd be like, what do you mean by that? And the conversation would get real awkward real quick. But also just trying to describe like the ins and outs of like I don't know the day-to-day, but, you know, they're talking to me about, like, oh, yeah, I had this patient, and, like, they were, like, really, like, you know, they had this, like, really big problem, and, like, they have these real-world issues, and then I've got to, like, juggle all of this, like, being overworked, and I'm super stressed all the time, because, like, the healthcare field's struggling, because there's not enough people going into healthcare compared to the amount of people who need help, and you're getting funding cut all over the place, and then my other buddies, like, you know, graphic design is, you know, it's tough, my job, like, has a lot of demands about it, and constantly, like, you're shifting expectations, and, like, a lot of meetings, and blah, 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 and I'm just like, yeah, I got a lot of meetings too. And, you know, budget's not great. And they're like, well, in what context? I'm like, anyway. Anyway. Oreo, thank you for the 5 gifted chips! Depending on how much of a normie they are, you could just say you do remote work for a Japanese tech company. Yeah, it's just hard when you have to get into like the like details of like what you do, like the day-to-day, and it just kind of like, no matter how I explain it, it either sounds like I like voice an anime character or I play video games for a living. And like, while those are, I mean, I am an anime character. Look at me. This is my flesh. This is who I am. This is the man that I am. So I don't voice one. I just am one. But it's like, it's hard to explain because it, like, streaming is playing video games, but it's not like the whole job, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that, I mean, more often than not, I'm doing behind the scenes stuff, but I can't talk about any of that stuff. So it's like, yeah, I guess I just play video games for a living, technically. You could say that you're an online entertainer, true, but then they're like, every time I do that, actually, somebody at the art fair asked me that. They're like, oh, you said you do like, I tried to like be really cagey. I'm like, I make people laugh for money. And they're like, oh, so you're like a comedian? I was like, it's sort of, yeah. And they're like, oh, do you like go to shows? I'm like, it's all online. They're like, so do you have a channel I could follow? I'm like, fuck. So it's like, there's no way to like say it where people won't ask follow-up questions for the most part, unless I just outright lie. I would never tell them I'm an idol because they would laugh me out of the room. I mean, look at me, dude. Look at me. Like, look at me. Like, look at my face, look at my hair, look at my scars, look at my tits. No one's gonna be like, oh, that guy's an idol. Listen to the way I talk. Look at where I live. Like, oh, I could say I'm a manager for a content creator and that the NDAs are crazy and I can't really talk about it. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. But then I still can't talk details, so it kind of just kills the conversation. You know what I mean? It's like when someone's like, what do you do for work? And you're like, I move things. And they're like, okay. And you don't elaborate and you inherently toss the ball back to them without giving them anything to work with or like have a conversation about. Brutal, dude. Brutal conversation killer. Are you also worried someone would dox you if they don't know VTuber etiquette? I don't think so. Like, I mean, these are like close friends. Like, I've known these people for like a long time. I've known, let me think, since 2020. That's not like a long time, but you know, that's like 6 years. That's a good amount of time. Anyway, I've known them for a while. Maybe 2019 even. Anyway, I've known them for a while. I would trust that if I told them, you cannot dox me, they would not dox me, but I also like fear them ever finding this channel and this content and seeing me for what I am. So I just don't tell them. Also, I genuinely just don't think they'd have an interest. I don't think they'd care. I just don't think it's up their alley. At best, they would like poke in to be like, cool, a thing you did. And then they would be like, that's not for me though. Oh, I'm actually CIA. The wagons will throw them off the scent. True. Thanks for the shoot. Oh, yeah. When did I meet them? Hold on. I'm thinking for a second. Because okay, so one of them I worked with in the, when I was a Herald of the Celestial Stag. I guess Damn, it might have been 2016. Might even have been earlier. I think I've known one of them for like 14 years and one of them for like 10 years. Anyway, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Yeah. Yeah. I get, yeah, it's because I haven't seen them for like 6 years. Let me think. So if I haven't seen. Yeah, it's probably been like 10 or. Yeah, 10 years and 14 years respectively. Crazy. Dude, my sense of time is trash. Don't worry about it. If you get too dodgy about your online content, they'll think you have an only access. Nah. I mean, they might. They'd respect that, though. They're cool. I know that they're out there being like, yeah, man, work's work, brother. Sex work is still work. I don't, but I don't think they'd care if I did. I wonder why VTuber is considered weird. I don't think it's considered weird so much as it is weird. I don't think we can argue that. Like, no one can like genuinely separate yourself from your nerd culture for a minute and pretend you're somebody who doesn't exist only online, who's not terminally online. Like, pretend you're a doctor or a fucking, like, I don't know, a landscaper, or let's say you're a farmer, right? And you try to explain, no, like, Dad, there's a job online that is real. It's not a fucking hobby where someone like is an anime character for like, you know, anywhere from 4 to 12 hours a day. And what they do is they play video games or talk to people, and out of the kindness of their heart, people will donate to them to keep them buying groceries, which is pretty cool and nice of them. And any farmer would be like, that ain't a real job. That sounds fake. That ain't weird. That ain't real. What do you mean? How do they survive? What do they do? And be like, well, Dad or Grandpa or whoever, like they're like, think of them like street musicians or like comedy club hosts, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Oh, all right, but like, that's a job? It's like, yep, it's real. It's like watching a TV show, but on the internet. Listen, there's a million billion ways you could try to describe it, but that doesn't make it less weird. It's a weird job. Not weird / negative, just weird. Why not say you're a normal streamer? Because the very next question, every single time, the next follow-up is, what's your channel? Can I follow you? No matter what. No matter what. Make a fake side channel? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Tell them you RP as people's personal hater. Whoa! This is a lifestyle, not a role play. I am your personal hater. I ain't role playing. What do you say then? I don't let the conversation go that far. I don't let people get to the what's your job phase. Or what's your channel space. If it gets down to it and people really corner me, I just hit them with I got an NDA. I can't talk about it. I'm sorry. Actually, to that old dude's credit at the art fair, after I told him I had an NDA, when he kind of boiled it down to what's your channel, he told me his brother does voice work. So he's like, oh, you like, should you like voice act things? I was like, kind of. He's like, yeah, my brother does that. I was like, oh. Cool. So you kind of get it. He's like, yeah. So you're just not allowed to talk about what characters you are. I'm like, yeah, basically. It's like that. VTubers sit in a Venn diagram of pro wrestlers, drag queens, furries, or one of them cartoon bands like the Gorillas. Oh, that's actually a really good comparison. A cartoon band like the Gorillas is kind of... I'd be like, do you know the Gorillas? It's like that, but with jokes instead of music. Sometimes it is music, though. So that's even better. That's pretty clean. That's a pretty clean comparison. That's pretty good. Oh, let's see. What else did I get up to? Damn, let's see. Oh, dude, you know what else is crazy? I finally decided to replace my phone after like 5 or 6 years of having it. It's definitely time to move on because the thing can't hold a charge for shit and it dies in like an hour or two. So I try to like wear my phones all the way down because I don't like replacing my phone constantly. So I went to the phone store or whatever, right? And I go to the phone store and I'm sitting in there and I'm like looking at phones or whatever and I'm doing my stuff, and the phone store guy hits me with, "Hey, you look familiar. Do I know you?" And I was like, "Uh-oh." I'm like, maybe maybe we went to high school together." He's like, maybe. He's like, "I don't think so." I was like, I just kind of had that face. He's like, "Yeah, I guess so. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you probably don't." I'm like, "I'm kind of a nobody." He's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah." I had to like take the most awkward sidestep out of that conversation possible. Did I recognize him? Not at all. Not even slightly. Farah, thank you for 22 months. Farah says, "Honestly, it was surreal to explain who you are to my OR team when they heard your laugh." See? Isn't that hard? But they did get more interested in you. Even asked me if you were live during lunch. Oh, yeah, get that operating room. Get the entire team watching me. Get the entire team watching me, and then you guys can, like, gossip about it and while you're operating on people. Yeah, I think I just have one of those faces that's like vaguely, it's kind of neutral. Like obviously my hair is a little crazy, but my face is kind of like neutrally, like it could be a lot of different people, like, you know, bog standard, not to put a fine point on it, bog standard white guy. So yeah, man, if you see me, you might be like, I think I might recognize you. It's like, I probably not. You probably don't, but that's cool. Thanks, man. I had that happen once where someone called my name in public and I didn't know it. I was actually, at the time, I was living pretty far from my, like, extended family or whatever, and I had driven back to see my mom, and I was stopping for gas, and someone called my name. They're like, "Ruze!" at the gas station. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I turned around, and I recognized it was someone I had gone to high school with, but I had no idea who the fuck it was or what their name was. And I was like, uh-oh. And then we had a very short conversation about how we hadn't talked in a long time. And things were like, you know, oh, we should catch up and blah, 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 blah. And the entire time I didn't say their names. So I didn't know their name. And I was like, oh yeah, listen, I'm in a rush. I got to hurry and go like meet up with my mom or whatever. But, you know, shoot me a message on whatever, Facebook or Twitter or whatever you have. And they're like, yeah, I will. They never did, thank God, because I had no idea who it was. But I was gunning on maybe they would shoot me a message on Facebook, even though I hadn't dredged up my Facebook in like 6 years, in the hopes that it would just tell me who they were. I also pretend I know them for the entire conversation. You're right, Kopi. That is exactly the correct move every time. Girl, I don't have a yearbook. I hated high school. I didn't even show. I purposely skipped every single photo day. I don't show up in my high school yearbook once for any of the 4 years. I forgot everyone in high school as soon as I graduated, not gonna lie. Totally fair. Whoever you are. Not Hinkaru, that's for sure. Thanks for 22 months. Yeah, I never got a yearbook, and I never got one of those like class ring things. I always thought they were kind of gaudy and tacky, but not in the way I like, not in the cool way. Sometimes I do go back, you know, like once every 3 or 4 years, I'll open Facebook and I'll go back and I'll be like, I wonder what people from high school were up to. And it's never pleasant or good. So I stopped doing that a while ago. I'm like, damn. Ain't a one of us ever had a chance. That's rough, brother. Good luck. Yeah, you know, for a long time, I just didn't use any social media up until I started doing, you know, streaming and stuff. That was actually the first time I'd ever created a Twitter account was for streaming, and that was very weird to get used to. Now I'm on it all the time, and I'm like, this is probably bad for my mental health. So I'm working on like being on Twitter with a conscientious mind towards what I'm doing and why I'm on there as much as I can anyway. Xiaolong Bubba, thank you for 22 years. Damn. I hope I said that right. Xiaolong? Zhao? Damn, I can't do it right. Anyway, thank you. I feel like I mispronounce your name every time. I feel like just in general, the sound Zhao, I fail to say right, but one day I will do it right. Anyway, thank you for 2 years. Maka here, Florida man, but it's Midwest Elysium man headlines. 100% every time. If I look at anything about anybody's life updates on Facebook, it's always some Florida man shit. I'm like, damn, dude. Yeah, thank you for 22 years of being here. Alex, thank you for 10 years. In honor of my belated birthday on May Day, can I have a happy birthday in a totally not cute kitty-made Ruze voice? No. Thank you for 10 months. You may have this. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! I'll tell you what, if you catch me on May Day, maybe. If you catch me on May Day, it's a possibility. Also, happy May Day. Damn. I did last year. Well, guess you got it last year, but you didn't catch it on May Day this year, so that sounds like a personal failing. Do I have a schedule plan for this week? I was going to, but then I decided not to because I'm already most of the way through the week. I think what I'm going to do is mostly Gorilla. Tonight I'm going to be doing the collab with the boys here in about an hour, actually. An hour and 7 minutes. And then I think tomorrow, if I stream, I would like to do Subnautica because I was kind of getting into it. Man, I've got so many games I want to play right now, though. Like, the list is genuinely exhaustive and exhausting to look at. I was actually just telling somebody earlier what games I want to play because they're like, what do you mean you have an exhaustive list? I can't find any games to play. I'm like, dude, I want to play Minecraft. I want to play Windrose. I want to play Final Fantasy 14. I want to play Far Far West. I want to play Subnautica. I want to play Subnautica, the DLC, the Frozen one or whatever. I want to play Subnautica 2. I want to play Total War Warhammer 3. I want to play Darktide. I want to play Vermintide. I want to play, like, fucking 40 different Pokemon games. I want to play Pokopia. I want to play Songs of 6. I want to play Grounded 2. I want to play Valheim, Silksong, Tainted Grail, and Shrouded, No Rest for the Wicked, Outward, Slime Rancher 2, Classic WoW, Dead as Disco, Monster Hunter Stories 3, Vintage Story. It just keeps going, and there's just never enough time. There's just never enough time. I haven't seen most of Leviathan's, Kariva. I want to, but I haven't played much Subnautica, so no spoilers. Yeah, today's the day for Subnautica 2 Early Access to come out, which makes it multiplayer, which I'm sure the boys are going to jump on and want to play. But, like, dude, I've got to beat the first one at least before I do that. I can forego the Frozen one, even though I know it's really good. I can forego it. But I will not play the second one until I play a good amount of the first one. GTA 6 soon. I'll be real with you guys, and I'm not saying this is like an insult to GTA. Like, it's cool that people like GTA. I don't give a single solitary fuck about GTA. It's just never been a compelling setting to me. I don't care about the characters. I don't care about the narrative. I find most of the characters in GTA insufferably, like, like, I want to see them fail because they tend to piss me off. GTA multiplayer can be fun and is fun, but GTA campaign, I'm like, I just don't give a shit. Yeah, the RP community is cool, and there's things about GTA that are interesting, and I'm not saying it's not a compelling story. Like, you can have, like, very flawed, sometimes unlikable characters and have a very compelling story be made from that. It's just typically I find that in GTA specifically, most of the characters I find insufferable, and I'm like, I don't want you to succeed. I want you to fail. Yeah. It was meant to be satire, but unfortunately reality is creeping too close to said satire. I disagree. I think, like, Saints Row was satire. I think GTA is supposed to reflect real world people. A lot of people I've grown up alongside and people I've dealt with my entire life. Some of the characters hit really close to home with actual people that behave exactly like that or model themselves off of the personality types. And I'm not gonna lie, that pisses me off. I'm like, I deal with this enough in real life. I don't need this here in my escapism. Everyone who worked on GTA had to have lived in the Midwest. That's my theory. I think that's a little reductive. I think that, like, when GTA was written, especially like GTA 5 and GTA 4, it was just like the prevailing cultural norm at the time to kind of like have this annoying machismo, like, what's the word I'm looking for? That was just like kind of how people presented themselves, I think, in general. It was just like a popular personality trait or trope to model yourself off of. And it depends on the character, right? Like, obviously, you've got that one like fucking hillbilly in GTA 5 who's just a psychopath. But I've also lived with people like that, so that sucks. But then there's also, like, who's the main character in 5? What's his name? The fucking annoying, like, sort of, like, middle-class businessman, slick back hair, aging dude who's going through a midlife crisis and is just kind of, like, the most insufferable, like, asshole you've ever met in your life who has so many, like, bad personality traits it's hard to see through them. It's like, yeah, I've dealt with people like that, too, and it fucking sucks as bad or worse than the fucking, like, crazy hillbilly dude. Yeah, too hip, too cool is one of the worst personality types. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit. You guys got to understand, I grew up in a time where, like, the most, like, masculine thing you could do, the best way to present as masculine was to present as aloof as possible. And not even, like, cool aloof, just kind of a dick in aloof. Like, yeah, I don't care about nothing. Nothing matters. I don't give a shit. Who cares? Everybody else sucks. I'm an asshole, and I tell it like it is. I'm straightforward, and it wasn't like straightforward. It's just being a cunt for the sake of being a cunt. And then if you showed any interest in anything or like any like passion or drive or like if you acknowledged any beauty or goodness in the world, then you were immediately like demasculated. And I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here with that mentality. This shit drives me insane. Like, that is the most like self-conscious fucking like clear lack of like confidence I've ever seen in my life, guised as being so cool you just can't give a shit about anything. It drives me insane. It's not even emo hipsters, it's everybody. Emo hipsters did it, don't get me wrong. They did it and they're like, I'm so artsy and distant and depressed. But all the popular people and popular kids and all the hip and cool kids or whatever were doing it too, just to the tone of like raw narcissism and sexism. It's just like, I don't give a shit about nobody or nothing. I'm too cool to give a shit. I'm too detached to care. Like, the only thing I care about is my fucking car and getting bitches. And I'm like, okay, get the fuck away from me, dude. Get away from me. Having a personality is gay. I'm genuinely, growing up, that's kind of the energy that was being given out. If you had a personality, that's gay. What do you mean you like things? What do you mean you enjoy things? What do you mean you have passions? Fuck you. You're an idiot. some millennial adults never left that phase. Oh, I fucking know. I know. Go anywhere in the Midwest and there's still a billion grown-ass men acting like they're fucking like 16-year-old kids, still trying to affect this cool facade, crossing their arms and just like acknowledging nothing, giving you like one-word answers or grunting at best. Nitro Guy, thank you for 23 months of being exceptional. I'll say being happy for next month's milestone, but thanks Stinky for another month of keeping things real. Still hoping for those Darktide perps for you. I want to play Darktide so bad. Dude, speaking of, okay, that's a perfect transition point. Thank you for 23 months of being exceptional. Let me transition here real quick. Citron, thank you for being a jackass, by the way. Happy to hear you yapping, gamer. The ire is real. My life for ire. Genuinely bewildering that there are people out there who have no personality. Okay, remind me to come back to talking about Darktide in a second. Remind me, because I do want to come back to that. Lars, thank you for 21 months. Damn. Also, holy shit. Almost 2 years of exceptional is crazy, Nitro. You're crazy. Wilhelm Screamer. I gotta learn to do the Wilhelm scream perfectly because I almost tried to do it and I would have failed immediately. Happy month of calling out people having fun incorrectly. Thank you. I will continue to do that for the next 5 million years. I cannot not call people out for their lack of doing the correct way of having fun. Let me tell you about the first time I ever met a content creator, and this made me terrified to be even vaguely interested in content creation actually, was... it's probably a few years after high school, I want to say. Maybe, well, it might have been like 4 or 5 years after high school, actually. So it's a little bit. God, my sense of time is so bad. Anyway, whatever. It was a bit ago, but I met a friend's boyfriend. And this friend's boyfriend was a content creator, and he was big. I mean, big. Like, big. He was a big, I think he exclusively made content for like Clash of Clans or something, but he was massive. Like, well in the millions, essentially. But anyway, he exclusively made content for Clash of Clans, and oh my God, I have never met a more like unaffected, like dry, depressing, just husk of a human being that barely seemed like they were actually existing at all. Her share of sentience, thank you for 6 months, by the way. Thank you for half a year. He wasn't even like a cunt actively. Like, he wasn't a piece of shit. Like, he wasn't mean. He was just so fucking boring and stoic and tried so hard to seem so uninvested in everything going on. Like, we went to the movies together and the dude sat there in silence the entire time, which is fine. That's how you engage with the movie. But at the end of the movie, you know, I asked my buddy, I'm like, hey, how'd you like the movie? And we talked about the movie a bit. I'm like, hey, how'd you like the movie? He's like, yeah, it was cool, I guess. That's it. It's like, okay. So we go to dinner. Dead silence the entire time. Like, so, you know, how's your work or whatever? He's like, it's cool. I mean, it's like, it's easy. I'm like, do you like it? He's like, I mean, it makes money. I'm like, okay. Is it like, okay. I'm like, you got any hobbies? He's like, yeah. That's it. That's the answer. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Sick, man. Very cool. What a cool personality type. Or like, you know, his fucking like partner's getting excited about something, or like, isn't this so cute? And they just stare in silence. I mean, silence. Like, silence. This is the level of unaffected this dude's trying to pretend to have. He doesn't answer. He doesn't agree. He doesn't nod. He doesn't even give like the just stares at it in silence. Like, turns to acknowledge it. So it's clear he's looking, but silence. And the entire fucking time, dude's just glued to his phone. I think I saw him look up from his phone maybe 4 times. It's like, brother, have a fucking personality. Yo, how are you a content creator? Who's watching you? What do you do? Anyway, very frustrating. Very frustrating. I hate that type of person. And that was like peak masculinity growing up. That was what every dude was trying to be. I'm like, you're just insufferable. You're fucking annoying to be around. Like, you're as good as talking to a fence post. I would be more engaged having a conversation with a dog. But anyway, he did finally get excited when he told me about his car, and that was about it. And by excited, I mean he like used more than 4 words. He was not monosyllabic, and that was pretty cool. What this do? Floofy Poofy, thank you for 28 months. It makes you an asshole for another month. Congratulations. It makes you the coolest person on the internet. Yeah, anyway, that's one of my least favorite personality traits. And there's a difference between like being kind of a wallflower or being a little shy or being a little quiet. It's when you try to affect this like uncaring, like nothing in the world is worth your time energy that drives me fucking insane. And not even in like the charming, like fucking shitty emo hipster way where at least you can tell they're like trying really hard. And it's kind of funny to watch them try to be this like Shadow the Hedgehog-esque, like artsy depressed. Like this isn't that. This is like, I'm cooler than you. And like, I don't give a shit what anybody in the universe has to say about anything. No human being on this planet is worth my time. You are so beneath me, I will not deign to speak to you type of energy. It's like, go fuck yourself. It's not even chuny charming, no. Yeah, there's a difference. I think I've got a pretty good read on people, and I know everybody says this, but like, you know what? Fuck everybody else. I'm smarter than them. I read people like a goddamn book because I've got that neurotypical Ruze where everybody's just a character sheet to me and I start to pick apart their personalities based on... I'm sorry. No. I think I've got a pretty good read on people. I can usually tell if someone's quiet because they're anxious or a little nervous or because they're not good at talking to people or just because they feel like they don't have something to contribute to a conversation. And I'm conscientious of that to the degree where I'm the friend who turns around. I'm like making sure people are having a good time. You know, like, hey, are you feeling like included? Are you doing okay? Do you want to like, you know, I'll prompt other people with questions to make sure they feel like they're being participated with. But man, you can spot these motherfuckers a billion miles away. A billion miles away. And I hate it. I hate them. Deputy, thank you for 2 months. 2 months, not 2 years, of being an Axel. Damn, this guy reads. Yeah, thanks for 2 months. Thank you for 2 years of being an Axel. I do read sometimes. Did I grow up hyper-vigilant as a kid? You're damn right I did, and I never stopped. Ruze might be the dad friend of the group. Yeah, something, well, I'm not very responsible, so that's probably not it. I'm like... hyper-vigilant. Aloof narcissism personality, I think, is the term. Probably, yes. What do I mean when I say I read people? When I say I read people, what I'm saying is that, like... I am good at getting a gauge on people and understanding like what motivates them and why they are behaving certain ways and what they are likely to do and kind of predicting what it is they're gonna like be doing next. It's easy for me to tell what kind of mood people are in because people tend to wear that on their sleeve whether they recognize it or not. Hi, Scan Hunter. Thank you for a year and a half. Welcome back. The dead uncle of the friend group. Yeah. Yes. 100%. Anyway, let me talk about a few other things because I don't want to keep like locking in on that. So, Dark Tide. We brought that up a little bit ago. I want to play Dark Tide so bad, but I can't. But I will say, in relation to Dark Tide, I'm actually pretty excited because this is related to Warhammer. I went and got, I recently got a hold of a couple Warhammer minis that I'm excited to paint at some point. I don't know if I can, I hope to paint them on stream, but I mean, obviously that depends. But I got a hold of Warhammer minis for the first time since I was a kid. When I was a young lad, my oldest sister's friend was getting out of Warhammer, so he gave me and my older sister his High Elf and Lizardman armies, respectively, and it made me really enthusiastic about Lizardmen, so I have a lot of nostalgia for them. And my older sister played the High Elves. But anyway, I went and got a hold of some... I forgot their names. Hold on. So they moved over to Age of Sigmar in Fantasy, which I personally am a little sad about because I really liked Warhammer Fantasy, but I'm interested in Age of Sigmar, so I'm curious. I believe they're called the Sylvaneth. They're like ghost wraiths of a lost elven society or something. Like they're all ghosts or whatever, right? But they possess trees and like ride bugs. It's super banger. It's like such a cool overlap. They're like all like ghostly apparitions and wraiths and like spirits that haunt trees that form their bodies. So they've got like legs made of wood, or they like are wielding like bramblebriar swords and shit, but you can see part of their like ghostly elven spirit like pulling out of the body and piloting it like a mech suit. And then they ride big ass giant bugs around, or like some of their like weird giant like tree mech suits are covered in beehives and like have like bee swarms surrounding them and stuff like that. So it's aesthetically very cool. So I got some of those, and I got some Tyranids because they're also very bug-like. But my real desire later is I want to get a hold of some lizardmen and some Tau. That is the hope at some point. I held off for now because I just don't know enough about 40k or Age of Sigmar, where it's going, to know which ones like what's going to happen to each faction. And I'm pretty sure lizardmen have kind of been moved down to, they're called Seraphon now. I think they're like a sub faction more than a full faction, I think. So I'm a little sad about that, but I do want to get back into it. I just want to see what happens first, because I know that Warhammer 40k is about to go through, I think, their 11th edition, maybe this month or next month. I think it might be next month. And I'm a little nervous to get a hold of Tau before I see what happens to them. Like, artistically, I still like them, but I want to see what happens to them gameplay-wise in case I want to go to, like, a hobby shop at some point and play some Warhammer. That would be cool. And I'm nervous to get into Tau, and then it's like, oh, they got like nerfed straight to hell, or they're basically unplayable, or we're actually making new models for them, so the old ones are outdated or something like that. How many editions are there? So we're about to be on the 11th edition for Warhammer 40k. And usually the editions just kind of shake up the meta a little bit, from what I understand. Hold on, bear with me. I only played Warhammer when I was a kid. I don't know much about Warhammer in its modern context. But from what I understand, the new editions help to shake up like stagnant rules, or like refine certain things that like favor one faction over another. They help to like tune specific units that might be overperforming or underperforming. So right now, I think they're getting ready to move into the 11th edition, which from what I understand is going to be dealing with a lot of rules around, you know, melee combat and I think stealth, and rules around terrain and stuff. So I'm kind of curious about that. But I want to see what happens with the Tau, because right now the Tau, I see a lot of polarizing opinions on the Tau. The Tau are my favorite faction aesthetically in Warhammer 40k. In Warhammer as a whole, it's lizardmen. But aesthetically, in Warhammer 40k, I just love the smooth sort of desert, like... They remind me of, like, the Ashamar Gundam. And I love that smooth sort of rounded look in their machinery and in their ships. I don't know why. Something about that appeals to me. Also, mono eyes have always been some of my favorite, like, mech and suit designs. Like, I like Zaku a lot from Gundam. So the fact that most of their suits are mono-eyed is just really cool to me. But anyway, I want to see what happens with the Tau, because they're very polarizing. Like, some people absolutely can't stand the Tau because of their fan base, and some people absolutely can't stand the Tau because of the way they play the game. There's two sides of the coin, right? On the one hand, everybody constantly insists that the Taus are the good guys of the universe and that they're the only good faction, everybody else is evil. And that's not true, because the Tau have their own problems. Everybody has problems in 40k. 40k is inherently an anti-good setting. There are no good guys in 40k. That's just the truth. The Tau are a collectivist society of aliens who are arguably nice because they believe in diplomacy first and don't just immediately conquer or kill or eradicate every alien they find. However, they are very willing, and I do mean very willing, to use force to use their diplomacy and be like, you are going to join us now. Think of the Tau less as objectively good guys and more like guys who are willing to use diplomacy as a weapon to avoid loss if they need to. Because they don't have the expendable units that something like humans have, because humans are like rats and are everywhere. Anyway, Tau are sometimes the good guys. Their ideals are good, but the way it's enacted could be very bad. But aesthetically, I think they're cool as fuck. So that's why I like Tau. Tyranids I like because they're giant evil space bug, lizard, dinosaur, mutant things, and I don't know, I just think they're cool. I just like them. I like that they're little freaks, and they look like something Geiger would have made. On the fantasy side, I used to like lizardmen and wood elves. I think wood elves are largely all gone now, so I like the Sylvaneth and the lizardmen right now. Big shout out to the Farside Enclaves. I would definitely be a splinter faction of the Farside Enclaves. You better believe it. Serene Shogoth. But I figured I'd pick up the Tyranids and the Sylvaneth for now because they're both bug-coded. And I'll be honest, I have much more nostalgia for the Lizardmen. I'm a huge fan of them. I love their designs. I love the way they work. I love their units. I love the way they play. I'm a big dinosaur guy. But also, if I picked up Lizardmen, I would hear no end of people being like, he's got the Gerard army. He's got the Gerard army. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going with the bug elves. But I'll pick up Lizardmen as a second army later. And once, you know, if I ever get a hold of the disposable income to pick up more units. The Gerarmy? Yup. Why did you sound like Kermit the Frog? That's just what people who compare their Oshis to their other Oshis sound like. No, fair's fair. I'm glad that people, like, you know, are excited about their Oshis, and I'm glad people are excited about Gerard, but every time I bring up a damn dinosaur, it's got to be about Gerard, and I'm like, first of all, Gerard is a dinosaur, but I know more than him. He is a dinosaur, but I know more than you. But that's okay. I don't mind. I gotta make at least one of my Lizardmen a little like pinkish red Lizardman and call it sorority or call it Gerard. That'd be funny as hell. Ruze, it's been a minute. I missed you. You missed me? Okay. Oh wow. Can you do me a favor and name my Tamagotchi Island for me, please? Oh shit. More like Dummy Island. Aiden, thank you for the soup. Hi, Haka. What's a Bicaracosaurus? I don't know if I've ever seen that. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Are you making a joke at me? Anyway, the best dinosaur is by far Baryonyx, of course. Baryonyx is objectively the best dinosaur. It's just how it is. Back in 2005-ish when I first started 40K, I had the flu during Christmas and taken a lot of NyQuil. It's inspired a Santa Claus Space Marine army. And it's carried on since then. We got that red and white army. Let's go. Red, white, and green, I guess. Oh, you can like make, okay, so what if you made like a dark Santa Claus themed army, and like what they do is they're like feared as a Space Marine chapter that like favors you know, like ambush tactics and sudden strikes, and they're big on like infiltrating. So they like air quotes deliver gifts by infiltrating enemy forces and often leaving like explosive devices as presents. It's evil Santa. It's an Argentinian dinosaur? Okay, I thought you were fucking with me for a minute. I was like, I don't know if I believe in you. I don't know if I believe that you're not just trying to lay me up for some sort of D's nuts joke. That's just Raven Garden Raptors. I'm torn for Space Marines because, like, on the one hand, I think Space Marines have a lot of room for creativity, and they kind of like, they're the, I'm going to say something you're not going to like if you're a Warhammer fan, but let's be honest with each other. Space Marines are the Harry Potter houses, or the Homestuck class specs, or the fucking, like, Avatar The Last Airbender, like, elements of Warhammer. They're the, what would I be if I was in this setting? Well, what would my special color and unique abilities be? That's what Space Marines are. And on the one hand, I'm tired of Space Marines being the focus of literally everything in Warhammer 40K. I would much prefer if there was a heavier focus on just anything else, even if it was just the Imperium, which is already mostly the focus if it's not Space Marines, but honestly, anything but Space Marines would be fine with me. On the other hand, I really like cool dudes in power armor. Like, your basic grunts were my favorite Terran units in StarCraft, though my favorite unit was Zerglings. But I do like cool dudes in power armor, man. I do like cool dudes in power armor, so it's tough. I want to play, I had just started and I didn't have time to get through it, and I don't have any time to play it. I mean, I literally only put an hour into this game, but one thing I really want to play at some point is I would like to play, oh, what is it called? Hold on, I gotta look for it. Rogue Trader. I want to play Rogue Trader. But I'm desperate for any Warhammer game to include a Tower or a Lizardman, because those are my favorite. And they never do, other than that Fire Warrior game, but I heard that wasn't very good. I want, even if it's just a companion in an RPG like game, like a you know, a CRPG, I would love there to be a Tower or a Lizardman, like in any of them. Oh, sure, Silent Eric. Every faction has your guys, and I would encourage anybody getting into Warhammer. Good. I'm glad you take this dino shit seriously, Haka. I do too. Let's play the Isle together. If anybody's getting into Warhammer. Oh, you said the Isle too. I didn't even scroll down and see that. Okay, but only if we get to play Herrerasaurs, because they're one of my favorites in the Isle. Or Dilophosaurs. I'll play those too. But Herrerasaurs are funny because they get to climb trees and pounce on people, and I think that's a lot of fun. The problem I have, not problem really, the thing I've seen though, is that Space Marines take the your guy thing to another level. Like, I think it's kind of just passively accepted that each faction is just one monochromatic color that is their color, and there is no your guys to it, right? Like, the Tower always like bone or desert white or yellow with like red highlights and gold metal with like black inlays, and then the Tyranids are always like pallid flesh white with like purple black scales or like armor. It's just like, that's the canon that is established. But Space Marines could be whatever you want, right? They're like, take your Crayola box and throw it at them, I think. And that's like established in lore that that's how it is. But I think most people don't get as creative with their sub factions, and that bums me out a little bit, at least on the surface. The Isle is fun, but it's incredibly unfinished, and I don't think it will ever be finished, unfortunately. It's also like 3 or 4 hours of sitting in a bush after eating something to like just wait until you grow. I've played the Isle for years. It's very cool. I wouldn't call it good content. Tyrannus, get Dawn of War definitive. It has good Tau force. Oh, you can play as Tau in it, huh? I didn't know that. There's a new Dawn of War coming out, I think, right? Something like that? Or am I wrong? I can make my own Hive fleet. I'm gonna do that. When I paint my Tyranids, they're gonna be like, I don't know, green. I'm gonna call them Hive Fleet. Let's see, there's already a Hive Fleet Leviathan. There's Hive Fleet Behemoth. I think there's a Kraken, Kronos. So I gotta take some sort of what, Greek ass super monster? Maybe I can make like Hive Fleet Scylla or Hive Fleet Medusa. Gorgon's kind of cool. Jormungandir, that'd be cool. That's Norse. Okay, so I got super off topic. Anyway, the point is that Tau are polarizing because they are often seen as like, their fans can see them as like the objective good guys and be insufferable about it, and that annoys other 40k players. Also, they're kind of weeaboo coded, I'll be honest. Their mechs do look a little bit anime, which is probably why they're so clean and cool and awesome. And I think people don't like that, which is weird because it's just another flavor of mech. I mean, having more flavors of mech and vehicle in your setting is only ever a good thing. It's one of the reasons I like the ship design in Star Citizen, because they take inspiration from so many different versions of sci-fi. Anyway, the other reason people don't like Tau is because they shoot you a lot. And I know that sounds like, well, isn't that what the game's about? But on the tabletop game, you've got your 4 basic phases, from what I understand. And it's movement, shooting, melee or charging, depending, and then magic or psyker shit, which is not magic, it's psychic energy, but let's be honest, it's magic. The problem is, Tau, canonically, have no psychers, so they skip that phase. Tau, canonically, are very bad at melee because most of them are not like genetically enhanced super freaks full of like Bane-level testosterone like serums while wearing 100 pounds of full plate armor that would stop a tank shell. So Tau aren't super good in melee and want to avoid it. So really, Tau typically just move and shoot, and then they keep move and shoot. From a Tau player's perspective, it means that sometimes it's a little boring because you're not participating in half the game. And from an enemy perspective, it's really fucking annoying when an army is balanced entirely around making sure you don't play that half of the game either, and that they beat you at the range game. So I get why people are frustrated with Tau sometimes. Gerald, thank you for 27 months. The one thing I would want to see from Tau is more land speeder type vehicles. I would like more small troop transports. I know they've got the, what is it, the Devilfish or whatever it's called, dropship, and that one's really cool, but I want more of that. I think that like their ships are represented right now. I think that they're mostly represented by their cool like anime mechs or whatever, their cool Gundams, and their little stormtrooper foot soldiers, which I personally think are aesthetically incredibly cool. But I would love to see more like little speeder bikes and things like that for the Tau. Yeah, the problem with Tau is they're zoners, and nobody likes fighting zoners. In fighting games, in MOBAs, in tabletop, nobody likes fighting zoners, and frankly, I love playing zoners. Like, you know, in League of Legends, I almost exclusively played full AP Cho'Gath, or Xerath, or Ezreal. I was damn good with my skill shots, but it annoys the piss out of people when you get tapped from a billion miles away, and it's hard to hit your opponent back. Yeah, they've got their piranhas, which is cool. I want more of that. More than just that. I want like a 6-troop transporter, things like that. I have not played much tabletop Warhammer at all in my life, and I've played none for like over a decade, so I don't know what's going on with the tabletop, but I want to play it anyway. And I still kind of want to stick to my guns and play Tau, because my other favorite strategy is being a swarming little freak with a billion like chaff units that want to just like get all up on you and climb on you like a billion cockroaches, which is why I picked my secondary one being Tyranids, because I want to be that annoying prick who has a million units on the board and they all jump on you and attack you all at once. Like a disgusting like locust swarm. Anyway, have I looked into any of the TTRPG systems? Well, I don't think the 40K universe would entice me to be super invested in it is the problem. Not because it's bad. I think it's fun, but I think it's more fun to engage with it from a military standpoint than a roleplay standpoint, because it seems so dour. But I will say some of the media I think seems most compelling to me that I would want to partake in is media that explores the Warhammer 40K universe through a more mundane lens of just living in that universe, and how there can be like sparks of hope or light or normalcy in it. I like being the annoying player, unfortunately, Tingute. I like swarming and I like zoning. God forbid anybody ever finds a way to combine the two. That would be a nightmare for my opponents. I would also be vaguely, I think my third pick or fourth pick would probably be the Imperial Guard, just because I like their tanks. They remind me of like metal slug tanks, and I think that's really charming and fun. I just don't like the ugly screaming bald dudes on the board. Is there any way to make a pretty Imperial Guard? I'm not saying bald is ugly, but all of those dudes have their faces contorted in the most fucking Vin Diesel-esque like battle cry possible, no matter what. And I'm like, come on, get out of here. Get out of here. I have not read any Warhammer novels, but I've heard good things. My older sister read a couple of them and has reported back that they're very good. She keeps insisting I need to read about Caiaphas Cain, and I do think I would like those. Get that guard a flower crown. Sisters of Battle. Yeah, but the problem is, why do I have to play like hot, bodacious babes to be even vaguely pretty in the Warhammer universe? You know what I mean? Come on, let me play a pretty dude. And no, not the one who goes over to Chaos and like gets torn clean in half by an ogre or whatever. Not that guy. Or a troll, I mean. Oh, Brothers of Battle would go so hard. Let me be hot, bodacious dudes who go into battle with scripture and like las swords and shit. I play a rogue trader who's a pretty boy. I made a pretty boy too. I made a pretty boy rogue trader who's also a snarky piece of shit. I don't want to play Eldar. They have their dumb, goofy little, like, long helmets that weird me out. You mean orc, you kid? Orcs are up there as a faction I would want to play, but they're definitely at the lower end of the factions I would want to play. Anyway, let's continue on for a bit, shall we? Well, I took the beginning of this week to... I'm going to catch up because I only got about 30 minutes left until the collab. So let's talk a little bit more about what I did this week. Let's save the Warhammer convo for a little bit later. Oh, the other thing I'm excited about is that the Warhammer Skulls thingy is like a thing, right? Isn't that like a yearly thing they do? Super jazzed because that means there's probably going to be something about like video games and shit at some point coming up. That's gonna be so cool. Yeah, the Warhammer Skulls Showcase. I'm super excited to watch that, so I want to see where that goes, because I'm really curious about this new Dawn of War game. But anyway, I'm curious about a lot of things. I also want to see if they're doing anything with Darktide. That'd be super excited about. But yeah, let's see. I would like to stream Subnautica tomorrow. At the beginning of this week, I was supposed to come back and start streaming again, but instead I took the week to catch up on a bunch of like work stuff that I had to put off when my friends were here. So I was doing like a lot of like recording things, and I was kind of just taking a full offline, like sort of like breather so that, you know, I could work on shit undistracted. So I'm sorry if, you know, I made you guys worry. I certainly made people worry, apparently, because because I got a bunch of messages of people being like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Ruze, are you okay? You've been gone for a minute." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Did you get in trouble?" I'm like, "Nope," which says something about either like the state of things right now, that me being gone for a few days is a fear that I got in trouble, or it says something about how infrequently I take breaks, that people are like, "Oh my God, he's been gone for more than 2 days. Is he okay? Is he alive?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm good." Yeah, I'm good. I mean, even just other content creators like, "Are you okay? Did you get in trouble?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Are you sick?" I'm like, No, I'm all right, man. I've been keeping an eye on Banquet for Fools, Einar, and I really, really have an interest in it just because of the sort of like stop motion, sort of claymation style it's got going on. It looks really cool. It was a solid week without activity anywhere. Well, I mean, I did say I was going to be gone, to be fair. I said, "Hey, I'm going to be gone," before I left. Sorry that I was... Sorry I was out for a bit, but... it is what it is. Sometimes I just got to get lost in the bog for a while, man. Sometimes I got to go find my own swamp. Felix, thank you for 28 months. I think it's both. Also, take more breaks. They're good for you. Good to have you back, though, to yap with, gamer. Hell yeah. I'll try to take more breaks. I lied, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for 28 months of being an asshole. And welcome back. Mara says, "Oh no, he touched grass and it consumed him. And now I'm gone. Now I'm dead." Oh, jeez, Rosaders. I don't know where he went. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about that are on my list here of things I wanted to yap about before I left. Let's see. Man, I'm just thinking about Subnautica. I want to play that tomorrow really bad. I think I'm going to play Subnautica tomorrow. That one was slipping in Lemon Grab. That is the same guy. Man, I keep thinking about Subnautica. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, dude. I've also got a lot of checky signing to do, so I'm probably going to have to climb back into the basement. Maybe we could do like, what if I did like a membership stream where we just did sort of like parallel work, like not too much yapping, just like just signing checkies and kind of like working together in silence. Oh, what we could do is we could do like a listen along. Maybe we could do a listen along for the Protomen or the Megas, or I don't know, something like that. and I can just sign checkies and just like not have to talk too much or whatever. Maybe a Go stream. I don't know about that because the Go stream, I mean, it would have to be unarchived. It was, well, I guess if it's a listen along, you guys don't have to, I don't have to pop the audio out that you guys are listening to. So it could be Go plus listen along. That could be kind of fun, but I don't want people to feel left out if they don't make it into the Go room, you know? So, well, I don't know. I'll think on it some, but if that sounds like something you guys would want to do for membership, that'd be cool. Really glad you took an actual break for the first time in a long time. I'm glad you had fun. Thanks. Thank you for the soup, Tofu Bunny Cat. It was cool. It was exhausting and relaxing at the same time. Exhausting because I'm just not used to talking to people that much in person or going out and just doing stuff all the time. But relaxing because, you know, it's a different type of exhaustion where it's like a change of pace from my usual day-to-day. So it's pretty cool. Let's see what else happened while I was gone. Oh yeah, I missed May Day, which I do usually do a stream for. So maybe I do something late. Maybe I do something for that anyway. We just do like a late May Day. I don't know. Maybe I can like revisit some other concept, or maybe I could try Almost Rice again. With the salty run back. Maybe a May Day stream would be cool. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if you guys behave. How bad do you want it? Said like a diner, a diner waitress who's been smoking for fucking 60 years. How bad do you want the May Day stream? All right, we've got a fucking delicious grease burger for table number 4. Yeah. Oh, you know what else I wanted to do is I wanted to talk a little bit about, actually I wanted to, oh wait, I have to sign in. YouTube's gonna make me sign in. Are you fucking kidding me? God, I hate you, YouTube. You're so mean to me. Hold on, I can't post a link until I sign in. You want one pancake? All right. We got a flatbread on table 12. They want a dessert breakfast. Hit me with that small thin cake with a delicious sugar swamp on top. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Misty Mountain Gaming, baby. I gotta put PR apparently. Oh, hold on. Boop. Let me get that morning latte. I've also got to, I've learned, put the word PR on screen, and if I don't, I'm gonna get in trouble. So, hashtag PR. Before I talk about this. But hey, Misty Mountain Gaming dice are coming along. I've actually seen a little mock-up of it. So if you guys haven't gotten a hold of your dice yet, now is your opportunity to Misty Mountain Gaming's link, which I'm just going to double check to make sure it's working for me first before I keep talking shit. Yeah, it's still live. Okay, so here we go. The pre-orders are still up for both the glass dice and the sharp edge resin dice. I've got some new photos of the sharp edge resin dice if you guys want to take a little peek with me, a little sneak peek. I got an update on it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking cute. On the one hand, this is a PR segment. On the other hand, I hate being a salesman for things, even if I like them, but I will say that I will be getting multiples of these because I like them. That is all I will say, because I don't want to swing your hand any other direction. But there's also a hoodie and a shirt, and the glass dice are super cool, but I'm gonna get me the resin dice and the glass dice because I've got new pictures of the resin dice and they're like unbearably cute. Boop. This is not a segment I was told to do. I'm just doing this because I got new pictures back and I want to show you guys. So let me just quickly switch where I've got my dice at. Hold on. The shirt and jacket are really cute too, but man, the dice, I've wanted dice since like I was in the womb. Like I've wanted dice for so long. Hold on, I gotta figure out where I put these dice pictures first. Also, why am I lagging? I feel like I'm moving slower than usual. What if I get stabbed by the sharp dice? You're gonna have to deal with it. I don't accept any responsibility. If you are stabbed by the sharp dice, I don't know what to tell you. I found him. I found the pictures. I'm gonna see if I can't post these on social media later. I don't know what the rules are around that, but I did get permission to show them on stream. Also, investigation code, thank you for the soup. I did get permission to show them on the stream, so hopefully it's all Gucci. All right, so check this out. I got to make sure that this is on only... I want to make sure that this isn't set to auto-scroll because I don't want it to auto-scroll. Okay. All right, check these out. Check out these dice. You ready? Look at these. Oh, they've got little 3D inserts. I thought they were going to be little 2D PNGs, like little pieces of paper they put in there, but they're not. They're like big old 3D, like sculpted Ruze heads. It's so cute. Drives me insane. But look, there's more. Leo, thank you for this soup. Oh, I got to keep PR on there. Sorry. I got to keep the word PR in there or I'm in trouble. I can't wait to be rolling those little stupid severed heads around. Pixie Puck, thank you for 2 years of being exceptional. Please don't eat the dice. That's dangerous. That's not good for you. Oh, yeah, there's your box. There's your box, in case you're wondering. Ding. Pretty cool, huh? I don't want to brag, but pretty cool, huh? And there's one more shot of all the dice together. Isn't that fucking cool? Isn't that awesome? So anyway, if you haven't gotten a hold of your dice yet, I don't want to push you, but I'm just saying, it's pretty fucking cool. Blobbly Blob says, Ruze, do you have a favorite superstition for rolling your dice better? Absolutely not. There's nothing that could ever counteract my bad luck. The only thing I do with my dice that I consistently do is I try to give them a good spin before I let them touch the table. I tend to roll my dice by almost dropping them, but I use the corner of my hand to make sure I put a good rotation on them before they fall. So it's more like I slice my hand diagonally upwards and away and let the dice roll off it. That is not for good luck. It's just how I like rolling dice. Neurotic Alien, thank you for 26 months of being exceptional. Let's go! Miss Munchkin, thank you for 22 months of being a Ruzaner as well. Oh, so these are my first dice? Yeah, they're pretty fucking cool, aren't they? Oh, God, they're so cool. They're so cool. Let me run through the pictures one more time. Because they're just so cute, dude. They're just so cute. Yeah, these are the resin dice. The glass dice, I don't have a full picture of yet. These are resin, not glass. They're so cute, dude. It drives me insane. The perfect, such a good shade. It's the purple is such a good shade. It's so chef's kiss. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. I almost forgot. What was it? I don't know if I'm supposed to promote this. I think maybe, I don't know if there's any legal rules around me not promoting this. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I did want to say, just in case, and if this is out of line, sorry, cover, my bad, but it's, I'm not saying you have to buy this, but I am saying that there is currently a happy going around for me. An unofficial Crimzon Rulez happy. It's a fan made one. but a lot of people worked on it together, which is pretty cool. And I think, let me check. Yeah, so I think tomorrow is the last day that you can get a hold of it. So it is just about to be unavailable. So if you wanted to get a hold of it with all the banger art on it, you should go take a look at that now. This is not a promotion for me. I get nothing out of this in any way, shape, or form, but it is a fan project, and those are always worth highlighting and talking about. So I'm going to quickly put the link here. But I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say you should buy this, but I might find a way to have somebody buy it and send it to me. So, yay, fan project. There's 3 happies going around? Holy shit, there's a bunch of happies going around. Anyway, go take a look at that, and go take a look at the other happies as well. There's a ton of different, like, cool fan projects happening right now. I'm just gonna pin that for a second and then remove it, because again, I don't know if I'm, like, supposed to be promoting fan projects or not, if they've got a monetary value put on them. But just so you know, boom, there's a cool happy going around. That reminds me, I gotta get the other 2 happies then. If there's 3, I'm gonna have to go dig around a bit, depending on what they're tagged as. I bet they're tagged with Crimzon Muse, right? I have to imagine. Are the dice available for a limited time? I want to say the dice should stay up. Let me double check. I think after pre-orders, you're allowed to just order them. Don't quote me. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. Just for now, chill. Yeah, I accidentally tripped and shared the link. Ding. What? Oh, so one of them may be unavailable. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Well, that life happens. It's okay. I understand. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I touched grass. I saw cool art. I'm trying to get back into Warhammer because I've been thinking about it, hemming and hawing about it for a long time. It can be an expensive hobby. So if you're going to get into Warhammer, make sure you're being careful. You start small. That's what I'm doing. You know, just don't go crazy. Don't buy like a billion points of models. Because they are like, you know, they're high grade, they're well made, and they are an artistic pursuit besides just being a like monetary pursuit or a gaming pursuit. So just it can be up there. So you know, just purchase responsibly. But yeah, I got back. I'm trying to get back into Warhammer slowly. I touched grass. I saw a lot of cool art. I went to a festival, which was awesome. Haven't done that in a long time. Don't really like going out in public, but it was fun. I found a new place that does fucking banger udon. I haven't had good udon since I was in Japan, so that's crazy cool. I was super excited about that. I actually had some leftovers. I'm gonna go reheat. I'm so excited to have those. Other than that, I got a lot of work done. I caught up on a lot of stuff I've been putting off, and I've got so much more I've been putting off because I'm a bad little boy, and I put off a lot of stuff a lot of times. So I've got a lot of catch up I got to do on really boring life stuff and a couple homework things, but I've mostly caught up on all my actual work homework. So that's great. Now it's life stuff time. But yeah, I'm going to try to do Subnautica tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that waiting room. But as it stands, I'm going to go raid you over to the funding your Warhammer painting hobby. Yippee! Thanks, Falcona. Hey, listen, don't make me set up a throne for Warhammer. No, that's not. I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the soup. Thank you. I'm gonna raid you over to the waiting room for the collab, which will be a lot of fun. But I probably have to jump in that call like right now. I'm assuming they're doing setup now. So I'm going to raid you over there. I'm going to use the 10 minutes to get set up off stream, and then I'll probably try to go live at 9 on the dot, unless somebody's late, which is possible. Who knows? Thanks for hanging out for the comeback and for yapping. I will catch you in 10 minutes. Bye. Bye-bye. I want a big shout out for all the delicious soup and re-ups on the chips, gamers. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Wait, I forgot my VOD question. Hey, what are the coolest minis you've ever seen? Could be Warhammer, could be war gaming in general. It could just be for like art purposes. It could just be models. It could be toys. It could just be something that people do is like maybe their own clay sculptures or whatever. What are the coolest minis you've ever seen? And yeah, let me know. Tell me about them. Describe them. Bye. See you in a few minutes.